Hey guys, Eileen here from Homegrown Happiness and welcome back to another video. So it's June now, which in New Zealand means winter, and last week it felt like winter. There was like icy mornings and hailstorms and frost all the time, and then today it feels like spring. So that's classic New Zealand for you, 4 seasons in one day, like Crowded House thing. So I thought I'd make the most of this nice weather and show you guys what's going on in the garden and what I've been doing these last couple of weeks. So last week I harvested my yams, so those are New Zealand yams, they're known as oka in other countries. I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation. So they turned out great, but I think it's going to be the last time that I grow them that way. It was a really invasive process digging them up, and it kind of goes against everything that I do with no-dig gardening. So I think next November, I'm going to grow them in pots and bags, different sizes, and just see what does best. We love yams, so I'm definitely not going to stop growing them. They were just a bit invasive, and yeah, I think we'll just see how it goes this way. It will just be interesting to see what does best. That being said, it won't be the last that I'll see of them. Any little yam that I've left behind will grow into its new plant, so I'm sure I'll be pulling them out for years to come. So another thing that I did last week was spray my trees. So my nectarines had quite bad cases of curly leaf last summer, and then my plums had like cankers, like oozing fungal disease happening at the bottom. So I've sprayed my trees with copper, like a copper diluted spray, and then this should wipe out all those fungal spores. The thing is with copper is that it does wipe out the good bacteria as well as the bad, so alongside that I've really fed and mulched my trees quite well with aged manure and seaweed and comfrey, and yeah, mulched and fed them really well, so that will hopefully help restore a healthy ecosystem again. And then I'm going to respray them again just before the buds burst in spring, just to really nip those fungal infections in the bud. So as well as feeding my trees, I'm also going to liquid feed my plants monthly over winter, just to keep up their defences against any pathogens and diseases. And I make my own liquid fertilizers, usually from comfrey or any weeds or aged manure, but this time I've made a fish fertilizer. So we got gifted some fish a little while ago, and I just used the guts and the innards and added water. So the fish guts have just been sitting in water in a container with a lid that I haven't put on it. I've just placed it on it far away from the house, and then every couple of days I got my swimming pool pump just to pump some air into it, just to encourage more aerobic bacteria in there to help it break down faster. And I knew that fish fertilizer was going to smell, but I did not know it was going to smell as bad as it does. It's like wafting up to me as we speak. It's down there and it's terrible. It's honestly like nothing I've ever smelled before. So am I selling it to you? Because it's very good for the garden. You should definitely make it. Here are some dwarf broad beans, spinach, a couple of lettuces and beetroot. Here is a passion fruit. There's a peach down there and a fig. And then I have some celery alongside some rather large tatsoi. My strawberries and rhubarb. And then kale. And then over here are the brassicas that I planted in February, and so I'm really pleased that I did, because it means that we have broccoli nearly ready to eat, and cauliflower is coming along nicely. Here are some more brassicas which are also coming along, so there shouldn't be a shortage of broccoli and cauliflower. So here's the garlic that I planted in April, and it's doing really well. It's come up really nicely. I'm so anxious to see what happens in summer, to see if rust hits them. I really hope it doesn't, but I planted early just to get them established, to hopefully avoid rust, or if it does get rust, the fact that it's an established plant should be able to handle it better and still produce some large bulbs. So that's the idea. We will see. And here is my ever-producing kale, which we eat from daily. My red cabbages, which are coming along so slowly, but that's quite normal seeing as there's no sun, but there are some heads forming, which is great. Some passion fruit that I grew from seed last year, so these ones I will remember to tie up, I think, and then they can grow up. Here's my beautiful rainbow chard, as well as silver beet and spinach and the odd celery, nice mishmash of vegetables. And then over here we have leeks and lettuces, more brassicas, and Brussels sprouts, self-seeded broad beans, Chinese cabbages, so much. And these are my orange berries, which I've really just used as a ground cover because they very rarely fruit. Last year I got one, and I've got them on this side as well, just as a nice ground cover along with my lemon balm and some flowers. So there's a plum tree, here's a lemon tree, there's a banana, which is more of an experiment rather than me actually expecting to get anything, and lots of feijoas, more orange berry, lots of feijoas down here. And so this is a cherry blossom that's self-seeded, and I'm actually keeping it here because I'm going to graft on an edible cherry. So again, this will just be a little bit of a test to see if it works, but if it does work, we have a humongous cherry blossom that spreads little cherry seedlings everywhere, far and wide. In fact, they're all over Whitby. So if that does work, that'll be really cool to be able to propagate my own edible cherries and have heaps of them. So I'll end the video there. Hopefully that gave you a bit more of an idea of what I'm doing, and I'll post another video next month to see what's changed, what's growing, what's not growing. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.